End to end to end Mega Park is what we have in store for you here today, ladies and gentlemen. Inspired by parks such as Europa Park, Fantasia Land, and other user-created mega parks such as the likes of MKP, today's mega build Pixel Perfect Theme Park is going to take you on an adventure to remember. Over 16 coasters, 21 skinned rides, several plazas and food courts. There is no shortage of things to do in today's episode. This computer melting theme park is going to push my computer to its limits here today, and I invite you to come spectate this monstrous creation here with me. So strap up, keep your arms in at all times, and let's take an adventure into this mega park. Hey yo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Alive here, and welcome back to another episode of Park Spotlight. Today, as mentioned, we're gonna be looking at Pixel Perfect Theme Park created by Lucky, also known as Lucari Cellere. And here they say, hey Channel 5 community and Johnny, welcome to Pixel Perfect Theme Park, a community-driven mega park with 6 heavily themed areas. I built and live streamed this project 1,000 hours over the course of 8 months. This creation features 16 coasters and water rides, 21 skinned flat rides, several plazas, food courts, as well as maintenance areas, parking lots, and all of that. Everything was built using roughly 180 to 200,000 pieces, as well as 700 Theme Maker Toolkit items. I apologize in advance. I thank you for the apology, because it took me over an hour to load this park. This park is intended to be viewed during daytime, although I added a couple day and night sequences for certain rides. For these particular attractions, I added a moon with a capital N for my personal night recommendation near the respective entrances, so it could be on the lookout. Okay, so I have to look for a moon with an N when to go to night. Gotcha. Unless stated otherwise, the sequencers will do the rest for you. Thanks to everyone who has supported me through this project. I truly hope you all enjoy your stay. Please refer to the Steam page for all other details. Much love, LuckyCreativity. Boom. There it is. There is some additional inspiration and words on the Steam page. I sort of mentioned it in the intro that they were inspired by local theme parks like Europa Park, Fantasia Land, and MKP's creations. So if you guys want to give a read through further details, links for the whole description of the entire park will be down in the description below. But without further ado, we have a big park to explore here today, so we're gonna jump right on into it. Okay, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a journey through space and time. Here we are at the park entrance for the Pixel Perfect Theme Park. Good googly moogly, that is quite the titling. And here we go as we zoom out. Even though this is the park entrance, there's so much more to see behind us. Like an empty parking lot. There it is, and as you can tell, it is melting my computer already. Probably just the bare minimum. If you did a single more pixel, it might just be completely intolerable. I think it's the bare minimum. April 19th to November 19th, 2022. About as long as I've been away from YouTube. 950 hours. There you go. In the time that I was gone, I came right back in time to create this. And speaking to which, guys, please do submit your creations. Whether I'm here or not, the bin will be there when I get back. And I will always grab the best stuff and put it right to the front of the line. And if you just submitted it, if you would have just submitted it, you would be featured here today or tomorrow, just like Lucky. So please send it on in, guys. We want your amazing creations. So yeah, you guys know the drill. Submission forms are down in the description below. I believe they are. If not, you can find them on Discord. So come join us on Discord. Shout out to our Discord community. Pixel Perfect. All right, this is looking fantastic. It's if you guys do suffer from what do you call it? Let me get to this entrance so I can hear myself think. Motion sickness. I think the frame rate might make some people sick. So I will have timestamps in the description below. Whenever there's a new time segment, it should be the very start of a coaster or ride or attraction. So if you want to kind of skip over the frame-tearing PowerPoint presentation that is the actual park tour, you can get right to the rides. And I did try riding a coaster or two before I started the episode, because if they were a slideshow, I'd probably find a workaround. Now, here's the thing. It said I was missing things when I downloaded this. There were no, what do you call it? There's no links to custom media files on the Steam Workshop or in the submission. So I think you forgot to add your custom images. But that's okay, because you still have 700 ThemeMaker Toolkit items crammed in here, which all should, you know, come with their own signs and such. That might be the only thing that's actually missing is the park map, which in theory, I guess I could have downloaded and put in there myself through the screenshots. Yeah, so this is a bit of a doozy, a big, heavy hitter. They did say that this was their first ever fully completed theme park. And, you know, there's two things that happen to builders that are new to Planet Coaster. They either get overly ambitious and don't know where to start, or they get overwhelmed, or they don't know where to stop, or they get overwhelmed and they don't know where to start. So, I think in your case, you just couldn't stop. And I'm hoping it's not to your demise. I hope that people are going to enjoy the episode. And the frame rate's not too bad. I'm trying to take it as slow as possible, but I hope it all works out for you in the end. Did we see a P with a moon? I gotta look out for those. I don't think I saw one. This, for whatever reason, feels like it should be nighttime ride. So I'm just gonna go into seat view for this guy. We got a little car ride. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so as I mentioned, as we get onto the actual attractions themselves, I think the frame rate sort of pans out depending on the section of the park we're in. I'm hoping some of the more centralized coasters in the middle of the park don't become a slideshow. Now, what I would recommend for Lucky here, next time you do a mega park or whatever, try to learn some cheat engine and try to render your videos at cheat engine, because there is ways to squeeze out 60 frames per second videos on your coasters, and then you can tweak it. You can play with reshade if you want. You have all the custom control of how things are going to look, and then you could submit those videos, and we'll just play the videos as we get to the actual attractions. And we've had people do that in the past, but it is a lot of work, and that's why I'm not doing it here today, because for me to cheat engine record every single one of your rides could potentially take me all week. So, you know, we want to make sure we get other people featured. But it is an option. I'm just putting that out there. If you want that full glory 60 FPS, there's always an extra step. You were willing to put 1,000 hours of work into this, so what's an extra week? But we're here. We're checking it all out today with how it was presented, with what was given to us. So we're going to try our best to appreciate that regardless of the frame rate. Mm-hmm. Cool little fire station here. Very cozy, very immersive. Meep, meep. Yeah, and a little note to Lucky. I guess if you're watching this now, I'm assuming you would have watched yesterday's episode or whatever park was last from Bitter Elegance, and maybe take a couple notes out of that for ride narration and ambience, like on this car ride here. Not a lot of animatronics, not a lot of sounds, not a lot of audibles. Pretty quiet without me talking over it. I hear a little bit of a shootout or something happening over here. But definitely something to play around with in your... Yeah, there we go. In your next creations is to mess around with some of that audio. But visually, it's absolutely stunning. I mean, there's tons and tons of details on this ride. Really nice. Pew! The builds are great. Really good stuff. Okay. Let's go get lost a little bit. I like this garden. Very colorful. Very pretty. Wait, was that the same... Is there like a people mover? Looks to be... Oh, there's like a train that comes through there. Does it actually? Or is that just for looks? Oh no, it looks like there's a adventure train that takes you through the park. Neat. I guess we could just ride that instead. Well, if I could use the map, I'm going to see if I can pull up the map on the Steam page. Is there a map on the Steam page? Yeah, it's okay. I don't think I'm going to be able to use it for reference very well. But there should be a big coaster back here, so how do we get onto that guy? Let's go ride a coaster and see how this goes. Ooh. Great details. Wires going back and forth, all the signage, detailing on the street. It's amazing. Definitely see how this took 1,000 hours. My gosh. Ooh, a little indoor spinning coaster. What do we have here? Mafia Madness live show. Ooh, I like this a lot. It's really hard to integrate a coaster to buildings, and this just looks like madness. That's fun. Oh no, there's a screen. Yeah, you forgot to give me your images. I'm gonna double check. Yeah, there's nothing. That's unfortunate. I'm gonna go to night. I didn't look for the peace sign, the moon peace sign. But he also said that the day-night sequencer should take care of everything for me in the case there are no instructions. But here we go. We get the Mafia Madness. There's the look at all the coaster results. A little quick one, a little fun indoor one. I'm looking forward to this. Let's get on it and see what it's all about. We're going to check out the seat view for the spin aspect of the ride. And let's see how it goes. Wow, this is very visually impressive, and as we were spinning out of those windows, we got to see some of that exterior nighttime lighting. And while you said this park was intended to be ridden at, or this park was meant to be visited at daytime, I could see a tremendous amount of lighting. My goodness, that is really cool. No, it's all looking really well lit from up here. I mean, you obviously put a lot of effort putting all these lamps in one by one. I'm gonna mention this one more time and just leave it at that, but I think it's just mainly because if you guys check out the last park spotlight, it was what I called a 4D park experience, because every single inch of the park had narration, audio, music, and that sort of thing, where I think it becomes like a stark contrast because I'm recording them back to back, and I feel so spoiled from the amount of audibles coming into my ears that it actually becomes quite noticeable when everything is awkwardly quiet going on to some of these rides. And I think even just a little bit of you know, like in-game soundtracks. Planet Coaster has a plethora of in-game soundtracks that you can attach to your coasters if you're not going to do any sound effects or little things. Because that Mafia coaster, think it could go a long way with a lot of the animatronics that are in the game, and all the little action pieces and stuff like that. So yeah, I guess that would be my big critique so far, is to, while you did a pixel perfect theme park, and it is one of the most beautiful and well detailed parks utilizing TMTK and realism everywhere we look, something to look into for the future is that other element of entertainment, which is the audio. And I'm hearing a little bit coming back from this area, so maybe I spoke too soon. We'll see as we get a little bit deeper in, and hopefully that's not the case throughout the entire park. But I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna shut up. Shut up! Shut up! Skyscraper. There it is, and there's, look at all the stats. We're gonna there's nobody in this park, so we could actually just throw them back in test mode and give them a go. I gotta keep looking for these peace signs, but he says day-night sequencer should handle it. But we're going on this one at daytime. We are going up the skyscraper. That's pretty cool. Let's check it out. Oh, we're not done. Oh no, we are done. Lower us in. Really, really cool coaster. Very smooth, great transitions, and I love how it interweaves with all these buildings, giving us some great shots of the city down below. Beautifully designed, beautifully integrated, going right up the skyscraper like that and out the side. Really, really cool design. Beautifully done. Okay, my eye has been captivated by what appears to be some sort of giga coaster back here. I want to head straight back here and give this a ride, and then we'll cut back through Sci-Fi Land here. Spaceport. Is that the coaster? It must be. It might actually be a launch coaster. No, this is a train station. It's a spaceport station. Wow, nice Cosmic Cow build. I love me some Cosmic Cow builds. The pink and blue and everything that Cosmic Cow is all about. I'm about it. I'm here for it. That is fantastic. And that must be like a Cosmic Cow themed coaster, because when we looked at it at night, it had like blue and pink and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. Experiment 304, you did mention that there was like 20-something themed flat rides, and as we can see here, this is fully integrated, fully themed, beautifully done. Not just plopping them down, taking the time to detail them in is lucky. Super impressive. Now, where do we get on? This is a station? These all look like stations. Ride photos would indicate. Nice. I'm digging these sci-fi builds. One of the things I started building on early on, I did a whole series. Planet Coaster. I was obsessed with sci-fi. Using all these pieces. I felt like they were the most diverse in terms of doing different things with. And I was just, normally, like, that would be like the last thing I would choose. I don't know. I was originally not intending to do sci-fi, but I got to this scenario when I was playing through the campaign of this game. What was it called? Drops and Shops or something? Can't remember the name exactly, but I remember playing the scenario and going, oh, like, there's nothing for me to complete this scenario with. And I mean, there wasn't a lot of in-game blueprints that the Frontier provided for the player base. You kind of needed to build everything yourself. So that's what I did. I was like, I'm going to go make a couple and tinker with sci-fi. And then next thing you know, I got out of control, and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours later and dozens of builds, I had created an entire sci-fi series. So again, I feel like this is nighttime stuff. Looking at what you've done here brings me back and really rings true to me. Gives me a little bit of nostalgia of where it all began. There we go. I get some ambience. It goes away. There we go. It's coming back. Getting that ambience, a little bit of ambience. Baggage. All right, looking cool. Good vibes. Nice lighting. All right, what's our coaster? You got little backpacks in there and everything. Neato. And our coaster for here is the Pixel Paragon. And what do we have? It's a Giga coaster, Giga Invincible, 1,000 meters in length, 70 miles per hour. A little bit of airtime. Let's give it a track view. Hug closely to this. I might want to check this one out at daytime as well. We probably get a pretty high view of the park as we get to the top of this lift. That's looking pretty nice over there too. You got a Barg Hest. Or wait, yeah, a Gaslauer? Something like that. Love it, love it, love it. Impeccable design, great visuals, super smooth creation. All the coasters thus far have been absolutely incredible. Actually really like that Mafia one. I know I was a little bit distracted by how quiet things were, but now that we got a little bit of sound in here, things are going a little bit. I'm not too distracted by that missing element anymore. But yeah, I did really enjoy that indoor Mafia coaster. I thought that was really well integrated. And this has some amazing visuals on it as well. I'm pretty excited to go on that Gaslauer there. Look at that spinning ride as well. It's a really cool perspective from up here. Really is a end-to-end mega park. This is really quite nuts. All right, here we go. Definitely worth a daytime look. Something came to mind as we were riding the coaster and I saw the train go by. I am struggling a little bit with the weightiness of the camera because of the amount of 200,000 plus pieces in this park. It's becoming a little bit hard to get to place. So I saw that train and I thought, you know what? Maybe we'll ride that later. Maybe we'll ride it now. And it'll give us some broad strokes of the whole park and let me see majority of it. And then we'll try to fill in the rest after. So I'm gonna close it down and get on the, oh, perfect. We started in the sci-fi one. Nice. Yeah, let's use this to our advantage. And we're backtracking a little bit. But this should hopefully take us to majority of the park. It looked like there was 5 or 6 different stations or stops. And this way we get a pretty good look at everything from a ground level. The camera is going to stay consistently smooth throughout the entire duration and experience. Somewhat. As much as it can. It'll be better than me using WASD. I guess times like this, an Xbox controller being plugged in wouldn't hurt. There we go, a lot of ambience in this area of the main street. I'm liking that. What do we have over here? A whole building for the toilets. It's pretty decorated. I like the pops of red on there. Ooh, beautiful carousel there. Nice sweet shop with Missy goods. Ooh, this is beautiful. We got little German vibes over there. Yeah, the theming is just impeccable. You didn't miss a detail. Down to the nature walk here. Everything looks like pixel perfect. Quite literally. I see where you get the name from now. Yeah, this is amazing. Oh, a little water cascade coaster. Well, it looks to be some sort of ghostly or ruinous area. Maybe a little bit Caribbean. I'm not sure what's going on over there. And we got a little alpine village on the other side of the lake. Looking good. All right, we've arrived at the Caribbean station. Yeah, definitely probably a pirate-themed area. We're just kind of skirting by the outsides of it. Here, let me get the volume down. This is chunk, 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 chunk. All right, I'll get the volume back up after we're done here. Yeah, so we'll have to take a look at that pirate area from the inside. But we got to pass by the outside there. And now we got to go through this alpine area with a RMC steel hybrid coaster. That wall was pretty cool. The Great Wall. Ooh, looking good. I'm excited to ride this one. Steel top. Little gems and stuff sticking out the side of the mountain. Really cool. Yeah, you made it like almost like a fort. I like that. Alpine fortress. Okay. Now we're going into our Oriental, Japanese, Chinese themed area. You really tried your hand at every type of build style that's native to Planet Coaster here. You didn't leave any piece unchecked. That's a true sign of a master builder right there. Diversifying yourself in a way where you can say by the time you finish building this park, you know how to do it all. Very impressive. Now, the train's not really going deep into the themed areas, which is actually unfortunate because it's not really serving the purpose that I was hoping it would. We're getting glimpses of things on the outside, but I guess for the sake of content, we're going to definitely have to do a deeper dive now because the train ride isn't really doing us justice. But that's okay. From the main street, it looked like a people mover originally that was passing right down the center of everything. But as we go a little bit deeper into the other areas, it's not so much the case. Oh, maybe we're going to pass through the middle of this area. Ooh, Junior Dragon with an inverted coaster tied right above it. That's looking amazing. Great colors. The pops of pink in there are really cool. Nice light pastels. Yeah, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I still think this train ride was absolutely worth it. It's just there's so much to see in this park. So it at least gets us through a little bit of it. All right, we're speeding up a bit here. Where to next? Yeah, while we have a little bit of stretch of quietness here, I want to give a shout out to the last Park Spotlight bidder, Elegance, because they were the first person in Planet Coaster history to fully narrate a train ride, which has been basically deemed impossible to do because of the way the game handles audio on a multi-station ride. It's hard to make it so that it loops in a way that it syncs up for each of the stations. So nobody has actually ever done that in Planet Coaster history. And just in the last episode, if you go check out the channel and go look at the playlist for Park Spotlight, episode 554 would have been a fully narrated train ride, and it was absolutely sensational. So I'm hoping people take inspiration from that and incorporate that technique into their transport rides going forward, because it was really something special. What do we got? Like this little crypt area, dungeonous, maybe fantasy. Looking cool. Yeah, and speaking of which, this is actually episode 555. That's only ever gonna occur once. This is Channel 5 Gaming. I'm Johnny5 Alive. So Lucky here got the lucky number 555. I guess the next closest thing will be 777. So maybe Lucky, you could be the lucky 777. 200 and something episodes from now. But yeah, we're not going to get another 5555 until 5,555, which I probably won't be alive to see. Considering it's taken me 6 years to make 500 plus episodes for Park Spotlight, I was actually blown away when we hit 1,000 episodes for Coaster Spotlight, and you know, here we are. 3,000 combined episodes later between all the different content. I don't think we're going to get to 5,000 parks, but you never know. If we get a Planet Coaster 2, if we get a Park Beyond, you never know. That's a really cool perspective. Hello! So we got like an Aztec Egyptian style area, adventure jungle. Holy good googly moogly. I don't even know what that says. Not gonna try. Wow, that is quite the looping coaster. Is that a flying winged coaster maybe? I'm gonna guess that it's a winged coaster. The way it's spanning upside down like that for long periods of time. I want to see it go by. Oh, yeah, it's definitely winged. Cool. Wow, this is a very spacious, open and bright station. Probably my favorite so far. It's very inviting. Very vibrant. Yeah, I'm digging this. Okay, oh, we are passing through the backside of the pirate area. Perfect. So, as it came back around on its lap inward, I do feel like we got to see a lot of the park and a lot of the different themed areas. There were 6 themed areas, and, you know, sci-fi, pirate, oriental. We saw some sort of fantasy, alpine, and now Aztec jungle. So that would be 6. So we definitely got glimpses of all 6 of them. It did a pretty good job doing a broad stroke throughout the whole park with a consistently still camera. So that's definitely helpful. I guess that's where I definitely think you made the right decision doing a train ride like this, Lucky. Considering I'm having a hard time flying the camera around. This definitely came in use for me. Or I would say other parks that run really, really smoothly, I usually kind of ignore the transport ride because I want to go look at everything myself. I just feel like that might end up taking 5 hours with the fighting of the camera. All right, the Supernova Tower. We are back at the... No, watch out for the engineer! Ah! Unlucky. Lucky. The one person in the park gets hit by a train. Now we are truly alone.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
What is this? Coral reef? What are we going under the sea? This must be an addition to the pirate area here. Neat. I just thought we were headed back to sci-fi, and it looks like this might be some sort of Caribbean train stop. Let's see what we have here. No, it's sci-fi. well, that threw me for a loop. Nice little surprise. Cool. Yeah, this definitely brings us back to where we started then. That was quite the train ride, if I say so myself. Really well done. And I think what I like most about your train ride is it's not an afterthought. It's really well integrated in your park. You had to think about, like, you had to pre-plan that, you know? Either you built it first and then had your park built in the areas around it. And, like, all the little bits and bobs off to the side, all the little details and brush strokes and assets. You know, even just this, the train crossing through the pass. It's very well thought out and very well detailed, where looking at this from a first-person perspective, I wasn't going through here thinking, oh, this feels unfinished. It was very much detailed the full way through. And, yeah, hats off to you. This was really well constructed. And it definitely, hey, we got to go under the gas flower here that I was just looking at before we went on the train. So why don't we just get off here then and go hit up that coaster? Yeah, thoroughly well-designed train ride. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna grab it. I don't know if this is actually visible. You can kind of see the layout. There's so many things. I can kind of make out the layout. I wish it wasn't highlighted in white. But, yeah, it really does go through all of the park. Weaves in and around one kind of giant, almost figure eight in a way. Just doesn't cross over itself. Neat! Okay, we are back at Sci-Fi Land. I was wanting to take a closer look at this. These flat rides are just over the top and absolutely crazy. I like this concept of it links up with itself here when it fully emerges. Very cool. Oh, look at the little siding here. Nice details. Okay. I want to get on in here. It must be the Supernova. Well, that is one beautiful boarding station. Little arrows guiding us. Oh, we have like a little chill area. Games room. Serving burgers and pizza. It's like a Planet Pizza. I feel... Oh, there it is. A moon with an end. First time spotting it. And I was going to go to nighttime anyways. Yes. Ooh. Yeah, I'm really struggling with the camera. Now, I think I made the right decision with that train ride. Ooh. Neat. Supernova. I like the ambience. Oh, I needed to turn my volume back up. Let's do that. Delete for nighttime experience? What does that mean? What do you mean, delete? Am I supposed to delete this? Oh, it's the day-night sequencer. Wait, so you made a night ride, but you have a sequencer that makes it day? I'm a little confused by that. Okay. Supernova, there's the stats. Wow, it's 1,500 meters in track length. I actually didn't expect that at all. That's, I think it's longer than the Xecotcovach. Really cool. Let's check it out. Good googly moogly. That indoor area is freaking phenomenal. Not easy to do indoor, spacey. I guess the idea that you're outdoor, indoor, not easy to capture. Really cool launch as well. I'll also give you a shout out for putting that day-night sequencer in, because a lot of the times I'll get on people's rides and I go, oh, I wanted to ride this at day, or I wanted to ride this at night, but I don't know where their sequencer's hidden. And you just pointed a sign at it, and you're the first person to ever do that, giving me the option. So if anyone's wondering, if I didn't delete that when we would have, like, the doors opened up and we would go outside, it would be daytime again. But I don't think we need to ride it that way, because it was such a good experience during the night, and the lighting is really spectacular. And we also have like 14 more coasters to go on in this park anyways, so you're gonna get plenty of cool daytime experiences. But that was phenomenal. This area here, yeah, where it opens up, this is just sensational. No, we didn't make it. Yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff going on in here. One of the best looking interior space areas I've seen, and just the way it's all integrated into the building and the arcade and the queue and all of that, that's just very clever. This is probably my favorite thing in the park thus far. The way the build looks, again here with the lift, it looks like an elevator. You can see it from the outside. The build itself is phenomenal. The colors are really well done. The interior design is just incredible. The arcade, it's all integrated very well with a flat ride off to the side here, and some go-karts that I completely missed out on. Yeah, this is cool. Definitely my personal favorite so far. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, that's like your sign to lead us around the... Oh, it's a little map. Really clever. Wow. And we have an arcade over here. Neato. This is where all the TMTK comes in. You know what? I'm actually curious. If I were to load this park up with without TMTK, how much of it would be missing, but how much better would it run? An FYI for those who are unaware what I mean by TMTK, it's called Theme Maker Toolkit, which allows people to build this stuff in proprietary software, such as Maya 3D, Studio Max, Blender, anything that makes 3D assets. You could build something for Planet Coaster and upload it to the workshop for people to download, which is amazing, but it's a double-edged sword, because while these are really, really cool, they don't have optimization features like actual assets in the game do, like LODs, levels of detail, where the polygons will reduce the further you get away. They're just kind of like one flat object that always exists. So that means if this shirt was made out of 500 polygons, which again, there's no real limit or control, some people might not build things very optimized or efficiently. The biggest performance hit you could possibly have on anything in this game generally comes from this stuff, because it's not designed by the developers. Although this is actually constructed by 75 individual pieces from the game itself, and I can recognize that immediately. And I much prefer and appreciate when people do that, because it's super clever and impressive. And it's actually quite optimized in a way where the ThemeMaker Toolkit stuff isn't always. So like, if this whole room here has a big performance check, the further away we get away from it, it still exists at the same performance hit. So it costs a lot, is what I'm getting at. And when you're making a park this big, you can't afford much more. And I think that is where the biggest struggle is coming from with this heavy camera. You can see them here actually, because I unsubscribed to everything before I downloaded this park. And yeah, there's just like almost 1,000 objects that my computer had to download before we got started here. Really crazy stuff. Oh, this looks very vibrant and fun. Okay, I'm gonna restart my recording before anything goes wrong. Take a small break. I'll see you guys in a second. Jump cut. Okay, let's go check out what appears to be an inverted coaster. How do we get to you? Ooh. Wow. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. Getting that ambience that I was looking for early on. I love the vibes getting over here. A lot of colorful buildings. Wait for the train so we don't get hit like the engineer did. Defeated by his own creation.
Hello, darkness, my old
Look
friend.
at that. Oh, looking good. Like the color palette you used here. Okay. What are we looking at? Bluewater Breeze. Fun. 900 meters in length. Some pretty awesome G-forces. 4 inversions. Let's throw it in the test, and we will do seat view here. Off we go. Yes, yes, yes. That's what I'm talking about. The complete package right there. Some, it almost felt like it was going to the music at times. Some good hang time moments on there as well. Great audio, great visual, amazing layout, amazing colors, great visuals. Yeah, this is the complete package. Definitely a runner-up to the one I was enjoying over there with Supernova. Big fan of this one here. Really well done. Okay, we got to go back through this little villa here. See what's going on. Yeah, I really love how unique... Oh, it's a Student's Delight. Very well themed. Great color palettes, like I said earlier. I was about to say I love how every single building has a different color theme going on. But not only are they... They kind of match their shop as well. The churros here. Yeah, perfect. Ooh. Beautiful interior. Great stuff. Oh, wow. Look at the Mexcellente. The little scooter out front. Wow. Big taco. And we have a queue for a pirate ship. Wow, look what you did there. Take a quick peek at this one at nighttime here. Ooh. Spooky. Love what you did with this pirate ship. I oftentimes feel like it's already pre-themed because it's got so much stuff going into it already. And people often forget to kind of elevate the Flying Dutchman. You got a little sign there as well. I really like what you did with all the dusties and the ghostly color, and then the smog. And if I'm seeing this right, the smog only starts up with the sequence. That's really cool. So as this thing starts to get swinging, the smoke starts to billow out. There it goes. Oh, that's clever. Again, something I haven't seen before. And that's, I mentioned this in the last episode. Probably mention it every dozen or so episodes because it feels like at least one in every 10 episodes, somebody shows me something I've never seen before. And as I mentioned earlier, this is episode 555 over the course of 5 somewhat years. It's pretty incredible how vast this game is when people are coming up with new ideas and innovations this long into a game's life cycle. You can't really say that for a lot of games, Just pick something off the top of my head like Overwatch or something. That's been around for 5+ years. How many unique play styles, play of the games, unique things are people doing in those types of games? I guess that's a bad example because it's not a creative game, but point being is I haven't seen a game with a shelf life like this, constantly reinventing itself every step of the way, and that would apply to other creative games as well. Overwatch was probably a bad example, but it still holds the point. Most games, majority of games, aren't even creative to begin with, and those that are tend to have limitations. But I feel like with Planet Coaster, the possibilities are quite literally endless because I just keep looking for new stuff and I find it around every corner. Look at this. Even just these little sets and scenes, this feels very unique and new, that you take these adventure pieces and give them a whole arrangement that I've never seen before and make a really cool boarding station at that. This little tilted shack here almost looks like it's sinking into the swamp for what appears to be a boat ride. Should we check the boat ride out? We'll give it a putz around. I'll speed it up just a little bit. I don't know what boat we're on, where it started, but yeah, well, this should be fine. I just want to have a look at it. Oh, fast forward isn't the best choice, but it is quite slow. Wow, look at the way that coaster arcs over top of the lake here. Looks like it's coming from that Aztec area. This is very vibrant. Got the nice landmarks in the distance as well. We can see that sci-fi building from back here. Back into the station. Yeah, we probably missed half the ride, but I'm okay with that. If you want to take a look at the circuit, here it is. Oh, it actually just goes around the loop anyway. So that was majority of it. And there goes that train we saw from this perspective earlier. So there's a look at it from a different perspective. I really love what you did with that boat ride, the boat ship. The Lost Lagoon. Yeah, this is going to be a park that I'm probably going to have to look closely at the ride list at the end. Make sure we hit up all 16 of those coasters. Oh, look at this little Rocktopus. Little party in here. Very nice. Ooh. Water Cascade Coaster, very suiting to the theme. Another nice thing to see here is the choice of coasters in each of the different areas so far have been very suitable to the themed area. And that is nice. The nice thing about Planet Coaster's vast array of coaster choices. They really lend aid to the theming. Look at this gulpy playpen. Wow. I mean, that, like, right there, that's a really nice piece. If you made that, like, all by yourself, I do know you did a shout-out to certain people's blueprints, so I don't know if you hand-built every single thing in this park, but that is really quite something special, and I would imagine you said you streamed this for over 1,000 hours. That probably would have been a stream in and of itself, just building a little playpen. I really appreciate the details. I will try to contact Lucky here or try to dig up his stream name. And I'll provide a link in the description below if I remember. And you guys go give him a follow on Twitch so you can see him making these amazing creations. Wow. That is a beautiful whirly rig. I love the little, like, height that you put to it with the train going underneath and the path worked in and the hits of blue back there. You work the waterfall back into the whole theme and put coral and stuff. Wow. That's clean. Very clean. Okay, I want to go on that water coaster. The thing is, this park is it's not only is it so end to end, it's so intricate. Like, there's a new plaza that I was just looking at out there, and I'm like, I'm about to embark into a whole new adventure before I've actually finished looking at what I want to look at over here, because every, like, alley and nook leads you to another area that just you get lost in itself. Okay, this is a queue. So maybe this is the coaster that I was looking for. Yeah, there's just so much depth to it, I guess is what I was trying to say. Wow. Beware of pirates. There it is. All right. The Water Cascade. The Lost Lagoon. There's a look at all the stats if you'd like to see them. And let's just reopen it. Get right on it. This view looks pretty good for me. Let's check it out. Really cool. There's something I wanted to look at over here, if I can find it. I didn't quite catch a glimpse of it when we passed by. What was this? Flip-flops? Flip-flops? He's the only person in the park. Oh. Yeah, this is great. I have to kind of give a disclaimer and also an apology because as we get to the top of these coasters, I look around, I go, oh, I didn't see that, or what was this, or oh, I didn't see that. There's so many little details because of the monstrosity of this park. It's really quite something that if I do happen to miss something, my apologies, but also just so you know, the link to the park is down in the description below, so you can give it a download for yourself and fully explore the whole park. I'm gonna do my best here today to at least hit all the rides and look at majority of the main areas and try to hit all the side alleyways. But as I mentioned earlier, I am fighting the frame rate in the camera. You would as well if you loaded it up on your own machine, and that is the nature of these mega parks. So we have to keep things moving along. But just looking around here to see if there's any major things I want to look at before we move on. I love the plaza. Oh yeah, we did come through here. Okay. So now we've double crossed back. I think it's time to go check something else out. I want to go see the little Aztec area now. Let's see what we got going on here. Really cool bridge. Oh wow, this coaster looks great. Wow, it really is a pixel perfect park. There's just everywhere I look, just detail after detail. All the broad strokes are there and all the micro details as well. Even a little chair sitting here. Oh, look at the height thing. Xecotcovach. I can't, anyways. Wow. It's quite the boarding station. Again, to a tribute or a shout out to your color palettes. Aztec generally always comes across, or people forget that you can actually paint these kind of stone pillars. And I like what you did with them so far here. So 1,700 meters in length. Is that the longest coaster so far? It did look like it sprawled out quite a lot. We're gonna hang off the side because it is a winged launch coaster after all. So, woo! And there's the chair swing. We might have to take a look at that as well. Get ready. Here we go. Freaking wee. Okay, there's a lot I want to say about this one. Let's talk about it. My goodness. Beautiful layouts, and the the design of the winged coaster is really utilized here. I really felt like I was flying and soaring through, and the way you spiraled and turned it around certain assets, dove it up and down and through your plazas and into crazy caves. It was all happening so fast, but yeah, look at the way it spins around here, and we get a good look at everything coming around. Soars, stretches out, spans, really covers a lot of ground like it should, because we are flying on this big wing. Phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. The visuals, little thing that I noticed here with the maintenance section as we go down below to launch. Was it here? Yeah, there it is. Look at that. Really cool. Just off to the side, tried to like seclude it a little bit, but then it's also noticeable. I guess maybe on the right wing I wouldn't have noticed it, but yeah, this is really cool. And one thing that went through my mind here, as you said in your description and on your Steam page, you took a lot of inspiration from MKP. For those of you who don't know, Nimzel, MKP, one of the top 10, I would say, best theme park creators on this channel, in this community. Featured time and time again throughout the years and throughout the span of this channel. I would say I felt the inspiration the most on this here design, and in one of the most recent parks of his that I had featured, he had done a really cool area like this, and I started to get that sense and that feeling of MKP's presence here. So you obviously studied his stuff pretty closely and took little bits and pieces of that and made it your own. You came up with your own style, but yeah, I definitely see the inspiration in it. It's showing here. Always good to use other people's creations as inspiration. It's never stealing, guys. It's you know, taking something, improving it, modifying it, making it your own. That is how art is made. Let's check this out. The chairlift's unfortunately tucked off to the side of the park. Would have made a much more atmospheric experience, more towards the center. Look at that. That's 200,000 pieces down below, all placed over the course of 1,000 hours. Whew. What is the math on that? Is that like 200 pieces an hour? Oh my gosh. Oh. That's actually quite fast if you think about it. There's a lot of river rapids here as well. Again, as I was mentioning, MKP, he had a somewhat of a winged coaster in an Aztec area, if I remember correctly. And then there was a log flume that went through an eating area where you could look at the log flume through a window while you got your lunch. And it comes to the front of my mind because it was so memorable. And here you kind of have something similar here. Look at that, a Tiki Chiki with a river rapids passing by, and we have this coaster diving in and out of the plaza area. It's all very well crafted and interwoven. Neat design here. Can we go in the Tiki Chiki place? That's kind of open concept. I like it. But yeah, this is kind of what I was referring to. You can take a look at the river rapids as it goes by. This is a really great Aztec theme take on the themed areas. I'll be honest, adventure pack, Aztec, Egyptian, I feel like a lot of them come across really samey, but when you do things like this and make really interesting plazas and integrate those river rapids up and through the buildings and weave it all together like you have, it just immediately changes up the vibe and makes it really interesting to look at, and it, quite literally right away becomes compelling. And I like that, because a lot of the adventure stuff can definitely come across as samey. There's just not a lot of variation between the pieces. So you have to create variation through undulation and height and architecture and weaving those rides into it. And you've done a very good job of that here so far. Wow. I don't know what happened here. Oh, it comes back around here. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I did with the queue. I'm just going to jump over. Okay. Wow, that's incredibly well integrated. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to click this. Okay, got it. I'm going to close it down. We will do the track view for this, so I can just look forward. Yeah, this should do. Yeah, to my previous point, looking around at this temple, there's a lot of really good stuff on the interior where I also have seen pyramids in the past where you look them on the inside and they don't really, they kind of feel hollow and incomplete. That was a very well detailed interior to a pyramid. Traps and bridges and pathways. Did a very good job of immersing us so that we don't see the inner workings, and yet felt very complete to me. It's looking good. Wow, freaking wait! Really nicely done. Really like the choice of elevation. It wasn't just a lazy river for the whole way through. We went up and around, down and up, and it created for a lot of interesting things to look at from great perspectives, great shots of the coasters and other rides and attractions throughout the area, almost serving as an anchoring point. I'm just gonna go through the wall here. Almost serving, wrong wall. Almost serving as an anchoring point for advertising of the other rides themselves, which I definitely appreciated. We got to really soak up all of the surrounding theme for this area, and it really just covered a lot of ground by the river. Really well done. Again, with the crazy, intricate, well-themed rides. I mean, yeah, this is really cool. Okay, we what are we going to now? I really wanted to go to, what's this? Oh, it's a little sky tower. Again, you have all of your towers on the edges of the map, unfortunately. Yeah, that's something to think about next time when, you know, I have these tower rides that work best in XYZ theme. Maybe those themes would be better closer on the inside. However, I digress. I also think they also work as good landmarks in the distance. I guess it's more of a game limitation than anything, because you know, you can't really do anything outside of the map, but they do anchor as good, what do you call it, focal points, vistas, landmarks. That's what I'm looking for, landmarks. So yeah, but you see what I'm saying. Maybe you could have a different landmark over there. You have the towers, the pyramids already that I can see from pretty much every angle of the park. Hammer swing, that works really well on the outside of the map, always swinging inward. Where did I want to go next? I wanted to go over to the Alpine area. Yeah, let's go check that out. We could probably get there from here. Pass by this hammer swing. Check that out. Ooh, got lightning and stuff. Yeah, I like how you've also decorated your flat rides with triggers. So for those that are unaware, triggers can be sequenced to the ride sequence. You could change the sequence on a flat ride. You can tell it to swing back, swing forth, change directions, and you can do that sort of thing. You've chosen to add triggers to each of those moments, as we saw most prominently with the swinging pirate ship and the smoke effect that you added on there, which I was really impressed by. Okay, Alpine, and it's got almost like a bit of a Viking spin to it, it almost feels. Yeah, definitely. Love me some Vikings. It's not native to Planet Coaster, so what I mean by that is they don't provide you pieces right out of the box to say, hey, you can make Vikings with this. They give you fantasy pieces like thatched rooftops and stuff, but if you want to add these like gnarly little bits and stuff, you have to build all that yourself. But when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Looks like the theme that we're going for, but it takes a lot more effort to really push that. All these little rivets and pieces, they end up costing a lot. They're not out of the box, very expensive to do, take a lot of pieces, where some of the other packs allow you kind of click them together quite easily, quite quickly. That's why Viking has been such a captivating theme on the channel so far, and we've seen many of them win contests and over the years here. This is incredible. Whoa. Hey, look at that. Very nice. Not the biggest, most sprawling Viking area, which is completely understandable after what I just explained. A little Viking ship here. And what appears to be a little longhouse with a dragon on top. TMTK dragon. There you go. Cool. And that looks to be the boarding station for a wooden coaster or RMC. Okay, maybe it does expand a little bit more. Wow. What's this? Looks like some people are building some TMTK Viking stuff, which is definitely helpful considering what I was just speaking about. If you can get some assets like boats and shields and weaponry and things like that downloaded from the community, it's definitely going to go a long way when trying to build something like this. Wow. This is what I was trying to talk about earlier in the episode, where I want to go one way and then I start going another way and it just keeps going deeper and deeper, and then I've originally lost sight of what I was originally heading to. But that's not a knock, that's not a critique. I feel like I should look at this at night. It's actually a compliment because it's pulling me in different directions. And while I'm looking at one thing I want to go see, I quickly change my mind. So it's very captivating. It's luring me to different parts, pulling on me in every different direction. And that's a good sign of a fun theme park layout. Okay, a dive coaster. Look at that. And a spooky one at that. We're going to sit in the dive seat in the middle of the row, and off we go. Nice, nice. You did say you took some inspiration from your local theme parks, Fantasia Land. It looks a little bit Terran-inspired over here. Really cool. Fun layout. Got that spooky vibe. I don't really think ghostly when I think Viking, and again, paying respect to your creativity, how you take an idea and twist it a little bit further, and it's like the ghostly spirits of the Viking. Oh wow, and we can even check out the dives and the drops from foot perspective. Yeah, this is really cool. I think everything speaks for itself. And again, I think if you collabed or got together with an audio guy or took it upon yourself to learn a little bit more about the audio aspects of theme park design, or took some... you've been drawing inspiration from MKP. Wow, we have a log flume in here. Wow, that's a remarkable looking log flume. If you've been taking inspiration from MKP, go to the literally episode 554, the last one before this. Take some inspiration from Bitter Elegance, because what I think could take this just to the next level is some audio in terms of lore. I think like it speaks for itself. Like I get the fact that this is like ghostly Viking stuff, but I want to know what happened. You know, I want you to tell me a story, why these Vikings are deceased, what happened, you know, what is the lineage there, what is the story. Build that lore up for me, and you know, that just takes, because there's so much here that I'm looking at that, like, again, it speaks for itself, but it doesn't completely. I want to know the story behind all this stuff. It looks captivating, and I guess with a little bit of, oh, we went up an exit. That's okay, we're going up one exit today. It wouldn't be a Channel 5 gaming park spotlight without one exit entry. I think we're going to do this log flume at night because of the spookiness of it. But you see what I'm saying about the suspense building, the lore building, and a little bit of narration could go a long way. Because it would just go hand in hand with absolutely incredible pixel perfect presentation, and that to me would just like seal the deal. But again, I guess this is me having some new what is this going on? Is it still closed? I didn't open it. I guess this is me having a newfound love for hearing more ambience and audios in parks, which is something we're not normally used to. As you did draw inspiration from MKP, he gets away with doing these immaculate parks that speak for themselves, where you have to tell the story yourself as you go and kind of, make it up in your own mind and draw conclusions yourself. And he's done that successfully all along. So again, it's not really a knock, but maybe that's something MKP could also improve on in the future as well. So it's definitely not a necessity. But I do think audio and ambience is something we can improve on a little bit in the future. But yeah, I said I wasn't going to talk about it anymore, but you guys get my point. Anyways, enjoy the spooky log flume. Yeah, I'm really liking this take on Viking. I really didn't... This is throwing me for a surprise, all of this mystery and magic and darkness and the ghostliness between this ride and the last. Upon embarking on this Viking area of the park, you don't really expect for all of this to be kind of to unfold. And it's really quite a pleasant surprise because, as I was saying earlier, Viking has been something that we're seeing more and more and more of, especially in our last contest and even the one before that. People have been really pushing this Viking stuff, and I think you brought something new to the table to call your own that I'm a big fan of. Because much to my point of the Aztec area and the adventure area, they could start to feel samey. And I guess you could say the same for the Vikings at this point, because they're starting to make way more appearances than normal. So you kind of threw me a curveball by taking me through this mystical, magical area, this hellfire and death, and it's really quite interesting. And again, it makes me want to dig deeper, go deeper, find out more. It's super compelling. So hats off to you for like creating such wonderful visuals that leave me wanting more and leave me asking questions. I think that creates for a really cool experience. Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with all this. And I'm sure there's something else in there because we saw like a wooden coaster, something more traditional. But the park pulled me in a different direction. What's this music? The crystals are singing to us. Bum, 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 ba-da-da. That's kind of random. All right. Yeah, this is really neat atmosphere. Cool cave system. Oh, those crystals are really nice. I like that TMTK asset. At least I think it is. And we're back at the station. Woo! Uppsala is the name of it. And we're going to go back to day here. Try to find our way back to the Viking life. Yeah, that's the dive coaster wrapping around. Is this the train? Again, just incredible. Pixel perfect integration. Oh, wow. That's beautiful. The Yggdrasil tree. That's where the music was coming from. I would have maybe turned that off or changed it. Wowee. There's the steel top ripping up and over the pathway. Great idea with the fencing there. Don't want any keys or pocket change falling on us. Get the nets to catch it. Wow. And we got a just ribbon over here. Again, I get so lost. Oh, we can go in here? Neat. Very, very neat. Okay. What appeared to be a small Viking village has just become a never-ending one. From the distance and at the time when we rode the train through here, I was more focused on the snowy thatch rooftops than I was the Viking aspect of things, or I just overlooked aspects of it. I guess I saw more of these alpine trees, mountains, and terrain, and thought more that this would be a traditional alpine style area. To my surprise, and quite a pleasant surprise, it's turned out to be something much greater than what I was anticipating. Please tell me this is a queue. Some photos, probably an exit. Probably an exit. Yes, it's an exit. We'll go down the queue, because that's how we do things around here. Guys, I'm getting sleepy. Been recording a very, very long time today. Okay, so there it is. Looking great. Look at that lift. Let's get it. Do we see the little N sign anywhere? Nighttime. If there is one, I'm too tired to see it. So we got the Ran. It is a Malice Unchained steel top hybrid coaster. We're gonna let this one rip. Go into back of the train for this guy, maybe. Ooh, no, I don't like the dummies. We're gonna do seat view. Let's do it. Good googly moogly. Wow, just gnarly integration yet again. If I hadn't had so many favorites up until now, I would definitely say this is on top of the list, but it's just not because there's so many good ones I've already pointed out, but I loved everything about it. Definitely a top 5 for me. Wow, look at that layout. The integration again with the buildings and the environment and the pathways, bridges, and train station or train tracks. It's just so gnarly going all the way through this village here even. Holy good googly moogly. And it just kind of wraps up the whole area quite literally. Yeah, it hugs it all, wraps it up, gives you a look at everything in this area. That's the whole Viking village centralized, and we ended up exploring all the kind of the dark aspects of the Viking village first, which I really did appreciate. I'm kind of glad I did it in opposite order and the park pulled me in that direction. This bridge was so compelling, I had to go check it out. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. Wow, freaking we. And of all the places we've been so far, we still have this whole quarter of the park. Wow. Well, let's go see what it has to offer. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is time. He called it Viking Area. Viking Area. I think it's so much more than just a Viking area. Again, I feel like we need to get you someone helping you with your lore building. I don't know what I would call that, or YuraYura? Is this Oriental area? Chinese area? Well, what do you... I didn't see a sign for this one. Pink area. Pink cherry blossoms. Oh, you have the swinging, what's it called? The steel Hydra suspended coaster. We don't see that very often. At the times that I have seen it, they've been used in Chinese and Japanese themed areas. So yeah. Feels fitting. Along with the Junior Dragon. Also very fitting. Look what you did with this whole, what do you call that? Aqueduct bridge thing. Chasm. It's looking amazing. Wow. Sorry, I'm just flying about randomly now. The paths just keep leading me in different directions. I saw I was about to head up an exit, and then I'm like, how do I get to the queue? And oh, here it is. Wait, we go underground for the... Oh, I was just looking at it, of course. I just so much to look at. I'm getting pulled in every direction, guys. All right. Suspended Steel Hydra. It's been a hot minute since I've been on one of these. I'd say one of the most underused coasters in the history of this channel, but probably also one of the latest developed coasters. It came way later in the life cycle of Planet Coaster. Let's check it out. Very smooth, very elegant, very whimsical. I really like how it followed all of those like trenches, how everything has this flowy feel to it in terms of how you've designed these little trenches. And the coaster kind of swings through all that really eloquently. It's very nice. And we also have a junior dragon over here. Let's go check this guy out. How do we get onto you? I don't know. Is there a station? Oh, it's right here. Hidden behind the trees. Ooh. That's the exit. Ah. Just gotta keep going. Interesting way in. Alright. We have arrived at the Junior Dragon, and it is Ryujin. There's a look at the coaster stats if you'd like to see them. Little family-friendly ride. Probably one of the last coasters. The big dragon kind of gets in the way. I normally like to ride these in the back, but I don't want to see like 1,000 little dummies in our way. So we're just going to do the track view here. A little speed up out of the get-go. Let's check this out. I'm liking how both of these coasters navigated the whole area quite nicely, because I'd say in terms of path work, it's probably one of the most flowy areas with bridges. Like there's 3 paths here, 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 and here. There's like lanes, and it's confusing the heck out of me. So I'll let the coasters do the navigating for us here for this section of the park. Oh, it's like a flower. It's very fitting. Beautiful flat ride. Yeah, the coaster did a really good job, both of them, of navigating us through this chaotic pathway. We have a boomerang here. It's going right to the top, so we're just going to jump on it from here. We're going to skip the queue for the boomerang and check this out. Boom. There it is. Sweet and simple boomerang. And we have some little back areas. Ooh, cute little coffee shop. Very cozy. Sweets and coffee. Get your cupcakes and your coffee. Oh, it's another little playground. Much like the Gulpy one we were taking a look at earlier. This has got a little bit of a dragon vibe to it. Very nice. Trash bins and staffing area. What do we have here? Stuff for picking up all the garbage cans. Wow, back areas are fantastic. Tons of realism, tons of detail. Like you just, again, I think it's all in the name. When you call yourself a pixel perfect park, you have a lot to hold up to when you say that. But when I saw the name, I was like, oh really? Let's find out. You know, you're saying quite a lot when you claim it to be a pixel perfect theme park, but it really is. There's so many details. Every pixel on my screen is jam-packed with just perfection. I love the way you integrated this building into this building. Look at that. You hit all the mechanisms of this with all your cranes and realism and details. Let's watch this rise up fast forward again, using the emitters and stuff for the sequence. It rises high up into the mountains, yet again creating an amazing focal point of interest, landmark from everywhere else in the park. All the other themed areas, you know right away that there's a Japanese area back here just from the other side. Look at that. Wow, freaking wee. Okay, I'm gonna check the ride list. No! I was gonna say, I had a thought riding through here. I was gonna say, you didn't put a wooden coaster in your park. How dare you? How dare me? I almost, see, I knew okay, as we were going on the train, I thought I saw just like this cute little alpine village. And that's where I was mistakenly thinking this is what we were going to when we arrived at the Viking area. I was expecting a lot more of this. And then when we got out to the Viking area, I was a little bit confused on where this was. But this has got a little like alpine German town. This is cool. And it is home to the wooden coaster, which has a queue. Aha! Schneesturm. The lighting's telling me to go at night. My heart's telling me night. Oh, little snowman, huh? Do we have one of those end signs at the moon? We don't see one, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Here's a look at the stats of the Woody, and we're gonna go seat view for this guy at night. I want to see this alpine. Yes, I want this frosty alpine lighting. Great, ending things off, I think, with one of my favorite type of coasters, and a well-designed one at that, with some great frosty nighttime alpine lighting. And we get to see the surrounding areas with all that wonderful nighttime lighting. Looking a little bit muddy from a bird's eye view. It all blends together. Holy good googly moogly. Let me double check and make sure we hit all 16 coasters. I missed the space cube inside of a sci-fi building. There it is, the space matrix. Apparently there's a drop tower inside of this building. Wowee. I just thought that was a scenery. Well, yeah, you can see through the windows there. Cool. And I think I also missed this mixology ride that was inside of one of these buildings. Very cool. Okay, after a thorough check, yeah, I missed a couple flat rides, which I just pointed out there, but we did hit all of the coasters on this end-to-end mega park. Just look at this madness. I mean, lucky, holy good, googly moogly. The amount of realism, the details, the pixel precision throughout the park, how everything was so immersive. Everything kind of tells a story through its visuals, how you took certain themes, made them your own. This park just speaks wonders. There's so many things done right. I think coming out of it, I started off initially thinking the sci-fi might have been my favorite, which the coaster might still be, but I'm really captivated by what you did with the Viking stuff, the spooky mystery behind that Viking area. And then I also really enjoyed this winged flying coaster. So I think those are like my 3 favorite-ish things in the park. I gotta gather my thoughts here because there's so much to say to wrap up. How do you wrap up something that somebody spent 1,000 hours working on, 200,000 pieces to make this craziness? It really was a beautiful experience. It's a bit of a double-edged sword, these gigantic parks, because when you see them and you open them up and you feel your computer die and you feel your camera dying, there's 2 emotions that go with it. 1, this is going to be so epic, and 2, oh, I wish my computer could handle this. I wish it's not really my computer at this point, it's the engine. The engine can't handle this. You know, I can soup up my computer for days, it's not going to run any different. So you know, there's both a pro and a con that come with it. Now I think at the end of the day, after fully experiencing everything that there is to experience in this park, it definitely paid off. Like the slowness of the camera and dealing with the FPS definitely paid off. I think the only thing that could have made the experience a little bit more enjoyable if there were some pre-rendered 60 FPS with cheat engine and reshade, improving those graphics a little bit, provided by the creator. And then, as I mentioned a few times throughout the episode, I really would have liked a little bit more ambience or music, because the park is so sprawling. When you have a song on one little flat ride and then there's nothing for miles and then another little song on a shop or something, it makes those moments so noticeable, where it's like awkward silence to random music, such as we saw from the we had like rave music on the Yggdrasil ride over here that you could hear while on the log flume, and it made it really like stark contrast. And when you're you know, you really did focus so much on the visuals and so much going into this park that audio became something that got forgotten about a little bit, in my opinion. And because there's so much here to explore, I also don't blame you for missing some of the audio, because it's so much ground to cover, so much area to put sound around. I love everything you did here. I could see your inspiration from your favorite parks, your favorite creators, and it really, really goes to show. Quite sensational. It's really pixel. There's every pixel on this map is covered, and I find that quite impressive. So it is a mega park, probably one of the biggest parks of the year, but I haven't done that many of them this year, and I'm at my own fault. But this one caught my attention. I wanted to look closer, and I absolutely smiling ear to ear and had a good time at the very end of it. So definitely hats off to Lucky, your very first park, 1,000 hours, 200,000 pieces. I think it was worth the effort, it was worth the wait, and it was a wonderful experience. I hope everybody watching enjoyed it just as much, and if you did, please do give not only the video a like, but go give the actual creation a like, so he gets some stars and goes to the front page of the workshop. So links are down in the description below for that, and I'll try to remember to put Lucky's stream down below, and you guys can go follow him on Twitch while you're at it. Boom, there it is. Amazing job on this one here today, Lucky. Absolutely incredible. Can't wait to see what you do next, and thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you all in the next Spotlight. Bye now.